Get ready to learn more about the Nederlands and prepare for the exam.
Hi, in this video we will cover what are the basic things that you need to know before giving the speaking exam. The A2 level speaking exam is part of the civic integration process in the Netherlands. This exam has mainly 4 parts. The first part is going to test your speaking skills. Here they give a video. You need to hear the video and then you need to answer. It is mainly a question that is asked and then you need to give an answer to it. The second part is where you will see one photo and they will ask you to describe what you see. So it can be something like they show you a garden and they will ask you to describe 3 things that you see in the photo. The third part is you will see 2 photos. It is usually a choice question. So you will see something like a juice and say cola, and they will ask you what do you prefer to drink and why. The fourth part has 3 pictures. So they will show you 3 pictures and they will ask you to describe what you see in the pictures. The exam duration is 35 minutes. In these 35 minutes, you have to answer the 16 questions, which are split up in the format that I just mentioned. All the questions in this exam are speaking questions, unlike the earlier speaking exam where you had half part as speaking and half part was about your judgment on grammar, Dutch grammar. But anyways, we don't need to focus on that because that is done, and the new pattern is all about speaking. So in this, you have to speak for all the 16 questions. Keep in mind that this speaking is not about testing how complex sentences you can make, but just to get a feel that you understand basic Dutch and you can speak in basic Dutch. It's at A2 level, so don't complicate things, keep it simple. The grading criteria. Now, what all do they check? When they hear your answers, how are they going to grade you? So they mainly grade you on 4 criteria. One is, did you understand the question correctly and answer it? So if the question example, it shows a garden and they've asked you to mention 3 things that you see in the picture, they will check whether you've really answered 3 things that you see in the picture and not something random. Yeah, so answering the question correctly. Second is forming grammatical sentence without forming the sentence without much grammatical error. So the head, those kind of mistakes are okay, they don't mind those kind of mistakes, but forming the correct grammatical sentence, as in first noun, then verb, and then the rest of the things, are you forming the sentence correctly? That is what they check. Yeah, and the last one is vocabulary. So they try to see if you know some high vocabulary words. They don't want exceptional words, but some words like moe, lekker, and things like that, which are commonly used in the Dutch culture. Now, some things to remember, the key points to remember during the exam are: 1, try to understand the question completely and answer the question to the point. Don't give more information than needed. There are higher chances of error if you have too much content that you try to build. So keep it simple, keep it to the point. Yeah, don't complicate things. Use conjunctions like on that, want, when you know their correct usage. Yeah, so you should know that when you use on that, the sentence structure changes. So things like that. Ensure that you use it only when you're sure. Don't use it to complicate things. You can keep it simple. You might not score really high, but at least you will pass. The last thing is to ensure that you speak clearly in the mic. Yeah, a lot of times, because there are other students also talking around, your voice might not clearly be recorded. So record the first answer and listen to it to ensure that your voice is correctly recorded, and then you can go ahead and record all the rest of the questions, and then you don't need to check it again. One last step before we close this video is, when you're practicing, speak loudly and speak clearly. So practice speaking when you're practicing for the speaking exam. That really gives you the confidence to speak in the exam, else you will be nervous when you are doing the exam. Yeah, you will feel conscious that, oh, others are listening, oh, am I making the sentence wrong, and things like that. But if you, when you're practicing at home for this exam, if you practice by speaking, you will have higher confidence level. Good luck, do well, and the speaking exam is really not as difficult as it looks. The questions are really simple. The videos that they make, the speaker in the video really speaks clearly, and it's really easy to understand. Very rarely will you have topics when you don't understand. So try to listen carefully and try to capture the keywords. If you understand what the topic is, you can at least speak something, especially in scenarios when you have not clearly understood the question. And you don't get any paper or pen in the exam. You just have to go, and you can take your residence permit with you or your passport, whatever is your identity proof. So you just get to take your identity proof. You can't take pen, paper, your phone, your watches. Nothing is allowed. Good luck, do well.